The formula that I want to talk about is VLookup. I know it's not a word, but the way it is structured is V as in vertical lookup. In order for demonstrating that formula, I will clean up the data that we have a little bit. So I will remove all the conditional formatting, and these are functionalities that we had seen previously in the previous videos. So I'll go here, I will clear all the rules from the entire sheet. I will remove this formula here, and I will remove all the text from here. So now let's start with VLookup. Let me take this cell, which is F2, and color this in blue so that we know that this is the cell that we have to use. And here I will put in the formula by beginning with an equal to sign, just like we had done previously. Let me show you the syntax for this formula. It's VLookup, and when I search for it, it will find the formula, and here you can read the syntax as well as the description that Excel gives to you. So the syntax is lookup value, comma table array, comma column index number, comma range lookup. And I'll explain that to you in a moment. So VLookup starts by looking up a value which we will give to it in a specific table that we will provide, and it will look for the corresponding number in another column. The column number is what we will provide, and it will also see whether it's the exact match or not. Let me explain it now in this table. So for example, VLookup will look for the value. Let's say I put in 6 here, and then VLookup will look for the value 6 in this column, which in this case is here, and then it will look for the corresponding columns, which could be the month column or the sales column. Let's say the sales column, and it will return $94. It can also be used for the second and the third column. So if I put let's say May here, it will search for May and it will come here, and then it will go to the corresponding column which and return you the result of $80. So let's see how we will write this. So we'll start with an equal to sign. I will start with VLookup, and the lookup value is what I have provided here, so I can reference this by saying F2. You can also hard code it by writing like this, May. But since I want to continue to change values in this cell and see what the results are, I will not do this. I will just select F2 and then comma, the table array. The table array is the table that you want the formula to search on. Now, important to note here is the value that you have provided as the lookup value must be in the first column of the table array that you provide. So if we have provided May, which means that this should be the first column, so I will have to select this as the first column and then go towards the right. So VLookup always looks towards the right. In this case, we have got only two columns in our demonstration table, but you could have any number of columns and VLookup will work equally well. So you can see that it is denoting a table like this, where it says B1, which is the first cell, it includes the headers, to C13, which is that this is the last cell in this table. And then I press a comma and it will ask you what is the column index number, which is in the table that you have provided, which column do you want me to look up and return you the value. Again, in this case, we have got two columns. The first one is what we are using as our lookup value. So the second one is what we need the result for. So we will put column 2. So I'll press 2 and then comma, and then it will ask me whether you want to search for an exact match or a approximate match. We can go in for an exact match, which is false, because we have typed in May and those words have to be matched exactly in order for this formula to work. And then I close the parenthesis and then I press enter and it gives me the value 80. You can note that this cell, the format is in dollar currency terms, but this cell is general and you can always turn it to a currency, or you can reduce the number of decimal points as well. So here you can see that we used a simple VLookup formula to return the value, the sales value corresponding to a month that we had provided. Let's say I put in December. What does it give me? So it gives me $91, the sales value corresponding to that month. So as I said, this is a very powerful formula. It's a very simple demonstration here, but using this formula, you can search within a large data set and return the corresponding values in any column to to the right of your lookup value.